Hello everybody, welcome to How to Make Your Wife Happy and Healthy. Today it's grilling time. We've got something on the grill that you might never expect to go on the grill. You wanna know what it is? Come on everybody, let's get cooking. Today's shout out goes to Jose Hernandez. Thanks, Jose, for the continued support. If you want to shout out my next video, stay tuned to the end to find out how. So today we're making a grilled tomato salad. And with those wonderful homemade croutons that are grilled that go on top, you're going to wonder, why have I never made this before? Oh, it's oh so wonderful. Here are the ingredients. 2 pounds of vine-ripened tomatoes, cut in half. 6 1-inch slices of French bread. About 1/4 cup of olive oil. 3 ounces of feta cheese, crumbled. 1/4 teaspoon of kosher salt. 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. 1 14.5 ounce can of unsalted cannellini beans, rinsed and drained. 1/2 cup of fresh basil leaves, chopped. 2 teaspoons of red wine vinegar. We're going to take our 2 pounds of tomatoes and cut them in half. Since the tomatoes are the star of the dish, you want to make sure you use nice tomatoes. These are actually vine-ripened tomatoes. I've tried it with other not-so-good tomatoes, Romas that weren't quite ripe. Didn't taste very good. So make sure you use some really good tomatoes. Once you cut them in half, we're going to put them in the oil and I'm going to set them aside. I'm going to set them aside on a tray where I'm going to put foil on top so I can keep them nice on the tray. So after you brush the oil, I'm going to put them on top of that tray over there. I'll show you the tray in the end. So here's my jar. I'm going to add olive oil. This olive oil is a good tasting oil. You want to make sure you use something that's good tasting on the barbecue. So we're going to use some olive oil. I'm going to put it into a dish. If you don't want to use a brush, use your hands. I've done that before to put it on. But I'm going to use a brush this time. Once you got that side, we're going to flip them over onto the pan. And then brush the back sides. Now the tomatoes are all ready for the grill. Now the tomatoes are all nice and prepped, we're going to get ready the bread. And this bread, I'm not going to use the end. Happy Healthy Wife can eat that on her own. Nice and crispy. You want to make sure you can use some 2-day-old bread if you like, because it's going to be crispy and crunchy, and that's what you want. We're going to cut about 1/2-inch thick slices, about 6 of them. This is a French loaf that we bought from Costco. Nice to buy bread like this. We're going to make our own croutons. Each slice is about 1/2 inch thick. It's going to add a very good flavor to the salad that we're going to make. And 6 slices of bread. We're going to take each of these slices and brush them on with oil and put it onto a different cooking tray. Place it onto a different cooking tray with which we're going to put aluminum foil on top. 2 reasons. 1, helps with cleanup. 2, probably cleaner than the tray itself. Now wrapped with foil, ready to put on the bread. We're going to oil it right on the tray itself. Using the same oil and brush for this, remember a nice olive oil tastes much better than using a vegetable oil. So you want to make sure you're using a nice olive oil, one that you have liked, that you think tastes good. We're using a brush so we don't get too much oil on the bread itself. After you get one side, we flip them over. And brush the other side. Last, we're going to use a half a cup of basil. About. We're going to take some fresh basil and chop it up. If you don't have fresh basil, a 1/4 cup of dry basil, maybe less, would be fine. But since I have fresh basil, I am just going to chop up fresh basil and put it into the salad. Take out the flowers. Don't want the flowers inside. Okay. There we go. So we're going to chop up the basil finely, pretty finely, so that it can go in. It might be a little more than a half cup, but it looks pretty good. That's what we're going to use. It's time to rinse the beans. So I'm going to show you a good way to rinse the beans. Got a strainer. Open our can of beans, pour it into the strainer. That'll get rid of most of the juice that comes with the beans. Once that's done, turn the water on and run the beans through the water. You'll notice lots of bubbles. We're waiting for those bubbles to stop forming. I'm also using cold water. You want to rinse in cold water as much as you can. All right, now that the bubbles are not forming, as the water runs through the beans, they're good and rinsed, and we'll put them into the salad when it's time to get ready. To help your grill last longer, we're going to spread avocado oil on the grill. It's got a high smoke point. That way, when it gets really hot, it won't smoke up. Keeps your grill lasting longer and have a little coat of oil on it when you're cooking. I put some on the paper towel, soak it in a bit, and spread it on. This will help keep your food from sticking. Next, we're going to turn it on. Close the lid. Let that heat up for about 10 minutes. Then we'll put on the stuff. It's been about 10 minutes. The grill is nice and hot. Time to put on the tomatoes and the bread. Can you hear that sizzle? That's what you want to hear. I'll have to edit that out. Lost one slice of bread. Lost one slice of bread. Nothing new about that now. For the birds now. Of course, the reason why I'm grilling the salad, because I've got some burgers to go with it. It's really the other way around. The salad's going with the burgers. So we're going to put these burgers on the grill. Grill them all together. Bread's ready to go. If you want to see the recipe for the burgers, Click on the video link down below. That's good. Nice and toasted. Bread's good to go. Let the tomatoes sit a little longer. A little more grill marks than that. It's been close to a minute for the tomatoes. There we go. Some nice grilling on the tomatoes. Do the other side. Tomatoes have been on for about a minute. We'll take them off. We'll be able to peel off the skins really easily. Okay. You can see our charred bread. Looks nice. We lost one, unfortunately. Looks rather nice, charred bread. This will go great with that salad. I think the tomatoes are about done right now, so let's take those off. Not you. Look. Good. You can see the nice wilt on the peel. That's what we're looking for, a little bit of charring. That is where you want tomatoes, so we can take them off now. Those are hot. Tomatoes have been roasted nicely, been charred. Time to take off the skin, cut them up, and put them in the salad. Now that the tomatoes are cooled down for a little bit, you can take off their peel. I'm gonna take off all the peels and then cut them up. Now the peels are gone, time to chop them up. The ones with the center, I'm gonna cut around it. Take out the center. Otherwise, chop them up. Should have 6 centers if you do 6 tomatoes.
There's fire going on. She wants to know what to do.
Let's let it go. I'm actually supposed to burn it for another 10 minutes. I'm also supposed to scrape the grill. Use that scraper, Teddy. You know that scraper I have out there? Scrape the grill. Scrape all the stuff off the grill.
It's on fire right now.
I've done it all the time.
So it's on fire?
Don't use the bristle side. Use the. Use the metallic side. It's outside on the barbecue. Doesn't matter if you get the basil in here a little bit because that's going right into the dish anyway. Chop it all up. Okay, tomatoes are chopped.
Leah, hurry up.
Nice soupy mess. In goes the basil. In goes the tomatoes. In goes the basil. In goes the pre-rinsed beans.
Wait, what's the metallic side?
In goes 3 ounces of feta cheese. In goes some pepper to taste. In goes some salt to taste. Add some 2 teaspoons of the secret red wine vinegar. And then stir it all together. You're probably wondering why we bake the bread. We're gonna put this next side and we're gonna cut it right now. We cut them into crouton size, big crouton size. And we'll mix it with the salad as we eat it because we do not like to get our bread all soggy. It tastes better nice and crispy and crunchy, just like regular croutons.
Is that basil?
Go for it.
Mm-hmm. It's like I'm eating healthy. It's just basil and the spinach and tomato and the beans mask everything. I mean, I only really taste the tomato. But the bread is non-existent basically, same with the beans. It just tastes like a bad tasting salad.
The basil adds what's that word? I don't know, it just gives the beans and the tomatoes more flavor. And the bread adds a crunchy element. This is a better salad than just lettuce and dressing.
Happy Healthy Wife Chef, Barry here, reminding you to pound on that like button. Just like my kids wanted to pound on that table just to avoid eating the grilled tomatoes. That was oh so tasty. If you decided to make this dish on your own, leave a comment down below letting me know how it went and what maybe you would add or make differently. And if you can slip the word corn in your comment down below, you'll have a chance to shout out in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified of all my new videos that come out on Mondays. Thanks for watching. Have a happy and healthy day.